Yeah, so free association, and this is really important that you bring it up, because it's a term that causes a lot of confusion, because the current technically status of Puerto Rico, in Spanish at least, is called Estado Libre Asociado, which literally translates to free associated state. A lot of us like to say that that's kind of the ultimate irony, because Puerto Rico is not free. It's not really associated to the US. It's, dominated by it, and it's not a state. So why that term with those three words? But anyway, that is the name of the status quo as it exists. But there is a separate type of political status, called free association, or I think more accurately, sovereign free association, which is basically a form of independence. Like if Puerto Rico became, went under the status, it would technically be an independent nation, but it would sign a bilateral compact with the United States, basically a negotiated agreement that says, for example, well, you're free, but we're going to keep, you know, allowing you to have dual citizenship, or we're going to keep sending you, this much money in federal aid in exchange for, whatever it is. Like something that's very much in the news right now, keeping 2 military bases in Puerto Rico, which I don't like, but are the kinds of things that could go into that sort of agreement. So free association is a form of sovereignty in which Puerto Rico would be free, but would then sign one of these agreements with the United States. And it's a legitimate option. It got 30% of the vote in the plebiscite in Puerto Rico last year. I personally don't love it or support it, because I'm just not sure that we would get the United States government to cut Puerto Rico a good deal, right? We're just talking about negotiating. Imagine right now trying to negotiate one of those compacts with the Trump administration. So I think there's a lot of questions, and it's hard because it's so much about what would go into that agreement, which we obviously don't have and can't see in advance. So it's kind of like, what are we voting for when we vote for free association? So, personally, I'm a supporter of full independence, but I recognize that free association is a legitimate, sovereign status, that would end, colonialism in Puerto Rico, at least technically. So I think it should be part of the conversation.
Okay.